Coming up this week on Two Noobs, Eric Adams, New York City mayor, is indicted by the feds, and not because the city stinks to high heaven. Legit gripe or political hit job, you decide. Next, Matt is all giddy because Gen Z apparently hates the internet. Two Noobs does not know how to feel about this. Then, original Bernie Bro grills Pharma CEO about why we're all getting screwed. Once again, Two Noobs does not know how to feel about this. And finally, we conclude with a game of Guess the NHL Goal Song. Thank God the Flyers got rid of that 2022 song, This Girl. What a shit show. Start the music, but not that one. That's right. It's episode 200 and I forgot to 9. 209 of Two Noobs Talking. We are the only podcast that buys our baby oil in bulk from Costco.
Not from P. Diddy. No,
right? From Costco.
From Costco. Okay,
from
good.
Costco.
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
okay.
We're storing it all at John's house. Because he's
I'm
not
not drugging it.
Oh goodness.
All right, so you know what? I'll introduce you guys first before we get into this.
Yeah,
I'm going Disturbed today. I got Just Stop John Tracy.
There you go.
Over there. I've got My Child Matt Craig over there, and I in the middle. I'm Stupefy Steve Murray. Like that. Okay, so if you'll recall, gentlemen, last week, topic 4, we were discussing Gen Z words.
Yeah.
Slang, as it were.
So
So I ran that segment by my kids who fall into the category of younger generation.
Yep.
To see which words I thought they would know a lot of them. They didn't know them all. Surprisingly, actually, they knew very few.
That's shocking.
Yeah. So the ones
Well, that shows their education level. They're smart.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. One of the ones they did know was Chad, which they corrected. According to them, Chad is supposedly a buff guy.
Oh.
Very muscly. And there is apparently such a thing as a Giga Chad.
Which is a really buff individual. Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah. Man, alive.
Another one I was surprised they had heard was Only in Ohio. Like they heard that one.
That's weird.
And their faces were like, "Oh, Ohio." And I'm like, you know that one? Really?
It's like, what?
Go figure.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
They also confirmed yeet
There you go.
is to throw.
Okay.
So it totally throws John's theory out the window that it means everything.
There you go. Okay.
And the last one that they recognized was touch grass, which meant to go outside.
Yeah.
They were familiar with that. But I was also given a couple of extra words that we did not go over that I almost punched them in the face for saying because they sound ridiculous. So, skibbity. is one of them.
Skibbity. Interesting. Okay.
Skibbity. Apparently it means like evil. Although the context I was given it in was skibbity toilet. I'm not really sure how a toilet can be evil.
That doesn't make
Okay.
any sense at all. No.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Then I have Rizzler. This is someone with a lot of charisma.
Interesting.
So- and you could be also, it could be used as the Rizzler. Also.
Not the Riddler, but the
No,
Rizzler.
ZZ.
Yeah.
R-I-Z-Z.
ZZLER. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then the last one I was given was Sigma.
Six
And I'm
Sigma.
like, Sigma, that's a Greek letter.
Yeah.
No, it means cool, apparently.
Oh, there you
And I'm
go.
like, well, cool has fewer syllables. So why don't you just say cool instead of Sigma?
Sigma.
Why don't you say evil instead of skibbity?
It's because we're not cool, apparently. So screw them. We got more money than them. So,
Well,
That's true. That's very true. I would have never thought that Sigma was considered to be cool. What is that? So then my question is, as a Six Sigma belt holder, does that make me super, 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 super cool? Or like, what is that? I don't know.
No, you're super, super.
You're totally allowed to think that.
Well, there you go. I mean, I am a Six Sigma belt holder. I wonder what that would mean in the Gen Z world, if at all.
That you're a major nerd is probably.
I guess so, yeah.
Gather.
And I'm cool, you know.
Well, to me, sigma is a variable in an equation for electrodynamics. Because I remember the professor saying he was from Taiwan, so he had a tough time pronouncing. It would be sigma.
Sigma,
Like
yeah.
well, like when John says athlete. So.
Right on. Oh goodness.
One other thing, I thought this was pretty hilarious. I told you guys in pre-production. I heard on Pandora a Kamala Harris political ad, which was her at, I guess, some speaking engagement where she says, Donald Trump is going to put a sales tax on everything. He's just going to be a Trump tax on groceries, a Trump tax on gasoline, a Trump tax on this, a Trump tax on that.
Right.
And then it breaks in, Kamala Harris is the one who has a plan to reduce prices. Paid for by
Kamala Harris for president. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, you want to tell me what that plan is? Because all I heard was you just bashing the other guy.
She's going after those price gougers. That's what she's planning to do.
Well, she didn't say that on the ad.
Wow.
The ad didn't say it. They just kind of leave you with the vague idea that there's a plan. Also, if you have a plan, why haven't you done it yet? Because Joe Biden just went on TV and said, yeah, I delegated. She had the power to do, stuff that,
Well, you see, Steve, that's not necessarily true. I mean, really, if you stop to think about it, Joe Biden was really just one of those presidents that said that he would delegate, but he never really did. We, in the administrative state, we did all the work.
That's news to me. I don't know what's going on there. That's news to me. Yeah.
Right. All right. Well, why don't we get into the W Energy fun fact for this week? I think John's got a juicy one, hopefully. This is brought to you by W Energy Drinks. Visit their website, dubby.gg, or download the app to your phone. And if you use our promo code, that's Too Noobs Talking, TOONOOBS Talking, you get 10% off your order. Are you thirsty, bro?
Yeah, man.
Nice. So you can get a Hydro Sampler Pack. What the hell is that, you ask? Well, you can get 6 on-the-go stick packs and a shaker to put them in. Hydration plus electrolytes plus flavor plus no caffeine. Get $1.80 off of your $18 cost with our promo code. You get 6 packs and a sample shaker.
There you go.
Good deal.
Nice.
Why aren't you doing it right now?
Yeah.
Seriously. Actually, wait. Listen to the rest of the episode. Then do it.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so John.
Put it on your to-do list.
Yeah. All right, present your fun fact, sir.
Okay. The trend of sounding a horn when the home team scores a goal started in 1973 Stanley Cup Finals between the Montreal Canadiens and the Chicago Blackhawks. The owner of the Blackhawks had a horn that was on his yacht that he had installed in the stadium to try it out.
How cool is that? Oh my gosh.
To try it out. He was trying it out for his yacht.
That's hilarious.
Things you know.
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive.
1973, though. I would have thought it would have been earlier or something like that.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, I thought it was going to go back to like the Montreal Canadian days. It was going to be the Canadians' fault, but apparently the Blackhawks.
Well, it was Chicago Blackhawks.
Everything's the Blackhawks' fault anyway. So.
Yeah.
Stupid team.
Very interesting. That'll be fun when we get to topic 4 when we actually try to guess. I mean, you could try and guess it from the horn if you can. That's going to be tough, but the song will then play after.
Yeah. See how that goes.
You guys can get.
Yeah.
I did a test with the Arizona Coyotes one, so we're not using that one.
Oh. But I want to
And they are from the 23-24 season.
Oh, okay, good. Nice.
All right, Matt, you claim to have an over 40 rant dealing with the NFL.
Yeah.
So you have the floor.
I most certainly do. This is mostly, it is directed towards the NFL, but it is mostly geared towards the Rich Eisen show. And I love Rich Eisen. Rich is fantastic, but he had I was watching this earlier today from his YouTube channel, and he was apparently in the Dallas Cowboys New York Giants football game. There were a ton of penalties. No surprise, both teams suck. But apparently there were so many flags. And Al Michaels was complaining about the number of flags that were happening, all that kind of stuff. And
He apparently said that there was the 147th flag that was thrown.
something like that. Yeah, it was like almost every other
Thank
play
you,
was
Michaels.
right. So you have this going on, and Rich is trying to think like, I don't know what we can do. I don't know what can be done. And I'm sitting there and I'm going, oh my God, Rich, maybe you ought to tell the players to be better at what they do. That's the problem with the NFL. When you have so many flags and you don't treat the preseason like the preseason, and you have over a month where, you're on television and you're trying to get the kinks out live on air in a regular season game, is it any wonder that there are penalties, and why I haven't watched the NFL in almost now 5 years? The product is not good because there's a ton of penalties. So
In fairness,
yes,
I read this morning about said penalties that at least one of them was a face mask called against a giant player.
yeah,
And the replay showed that the face mask actually occurred against him. And not
and not
him committing the foul.
yeah, and they stuck with the call. They didn't overturn it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think there's a review process for.
Well,
No, and that's the thing that's weird.
Yeah,
Because like things that can be reversed, like I didn't see it. Like, can I get a better look at it? Like, wouldn't you review something like that?
I would think
it
would.
takes 30 seconds. You have someone looking at a TV. If you're not trying to sell a product, it takes 30 seconds to do. No, that was not that. Blah blah blah. I do have something that helped Matt's argument. There was a moment in the Eagles Dallas game where Devontae Smith lined up over top of a player, and the referee tried so hard to get his attention he was jumping up and down to get his attention.
Yeah.
Step back, bro. Like step back for a good 20 seconds, and it didn't happen. And at the end of the 20 seconds, he had to throw the flag.
Yeah.
Because the play started, and he got penalized. So I don't think all referees do that, but
No.
I mean, I can see them trying to help.
Yeah. No.
I can get that, but the NFL also has a bunch of stupid rules.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Like
There's 904 of them.
It's too many.
So I can sympathize with the players with having so many stupid rules to have to remember
Yeah.
in the first place. I mean, the one that's really getting me now is the lineman downfield for the pass.
Yeah.
I mean, like, who cares? Why is that? Why?
Well, here's my question. If you hear lineman downfield, you're expecting what? You're expecting the ball to be thrown to a short receiver, and there's a bunch of fat guys in front of him, right?
Yep. Screen
to
pass.
cause a wall.
Yes.
Why the hell do you call this play when 4 fat guys run to the left and the dude steps back 3 steps and there's a bomb to the right and the guy beats his receiver and catches it, and they're like, illegal man downfield. Well, what the fuck is downfield?
Yeah.
Because he just threw it 75 yards. That dude didn't do anything. He's fat and he fell over there.
Yeah.
That's my problem with that rule. I'm okay if you call it, if Saquon Barkley catches the ball at the line and there's 5 guys in front of him standing there already, that's cheating. Like, that's literally cheating. But if those 5 guys are standing over there on the left and you throw it to the right, that's not cheating.
Yeah.
Well, so maybe it's an issue of, did it really have anything to do with the play?
Yes. Yeah, and that's where I understand what Matt's saying.
Yeah.
Yes, players need to get better. We've preached about this a million times. Coaching needs to get better. The NFL needs to start coaching Pop Warner high school and college better.
Yeah.
And the NFL should be involved in that. And also, the officiating doesn't need to be so shitty.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why are you're you're officiating a violent sport like a fucking IRS agent.
Yeah.
There's no reason for that.
No.
You're making rules up. Oh, well, by the letter, your toe was here, so you can't claim that kid on taxes because he only has 9 toes. That's how they do it. Like, it's unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're watching people get hurt because of it.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, quality of play also down as well. So it's like it's a combination of both of those two things. And the thing that got me was just Rich was just like, well, I don't know what to do. And I'm thinking to myself, you had everything was fine.
He probably hasn't watched an NFL game in 20 years. So
yeah, and
no
it's
idea
like,
what's going on.
like Rich, like I want to help you out.
And
like,
he also gets paid by them.
yeah, and it's like sometimes you just have to just stop drinking the NFL Kool-Aid and talk to people that aren't watching the game that you want to, bring back, and say, the reason why I haven't watched is simply because I hear of stories of people throwing penalty flags all over the place. And it's like, I grew up in the NFL and there weren't that many. There weren't that many because they knew what they were doing. They had an idea, and they knew that if a penalty was going to happen, they knew it was a mistake. They knew that it was now, sometimes, obviously, no one's going to be perfect, of course.
Yeah.
I should caveat that. But that being said...
Yeah, we shouldn't be expecting perfection. There's
Right.
going to be mistakes, but the mistakes happen at such a high rate.
level. Exactly. And that's the problem. Yeah.
It's got to be fixed all around.
Yeah.
Everybody has to step it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got to do better.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So.
All right. Well, speaking of doing better, we got topic 1, Politico article here.
Uh-oh. Somebody is in trouble.
This is not the New York official we were hoping to have indicted last week.
No.
Yes.
No, not yes. It didn't happen. We're trying to.
No, I was just yes, as in agreeing with your statement. It's not the one that we thought was going to be indicted.
Right.
We're trying to will Andrew Cuomo into an indictment. So
Yes, but I'm okay with this indictment. This guy's an idiot too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so Mayor Eric Adams pleaded not guilty in Manhattan federal court Friday to charges he engaged in a years-long conspiracy to receive illegal foreign campaign contributions, wire fraud, and bribery.
Wow.
New York City's 110th mayor became the first in modern history to plead to a criminal charge while holding the office. Federal prosecutors have accused Adams, a Democrat, of having accepted free travel on Turkish Airlines and luxury hotel rooms worth more than $100,000,
Woo!
illegal contributions to his 2021 mayoral campaign, and other perks for a number of people connected to the Turkish government. They allege that in exchange for those bribes, Adams used his position as Democratic nominee for mayor to fast-track the opening of the Turkish consulate in Manhattan. During the proceeding, Adams' lawyer Alex Spiro said he intends to file a motion to dismiss the case on Wednesday. Outside of the courthouse, Spiro said, "This case isn't even a real case. This is the airline upgrade corruption case." Spiro also repeated the mayor's claim that federal prosecutors were specifically targeting Adams, an assertion amplified by former President Donald Trump on Thursday. They implied that somehow he's disappointing people or that people ought to be disappointed in him. It's not him doing this. It's the other government that everybody should be disappointed in, bringing this case against a sitting mayor. All right, John, you're okay with this, but is this a legit prosecution, or is he being?
They're wrong. They're wrong when they're saying we're mad at the wrong government. The Turkish government's got to do better. When you're trying to bribe, you went for Eric Adams. Come on, bro. Like that's bottom rung. Like that's come on, Turkish government, get it up. Like we know there's election interference. Let's go. Let's get a real candidate.
Oh,
Eric Adams came out and said, as soon as this did on X, Twitter, whatever the fuck you want to call it, that this is the Biden administration, this is the Biden DOJ. Now Democrats are blaming them for doing shit. This is great. This is awesome. That because I was not okay with the immigration policies of the government, that's why they're doing this.
Interesting.
I don't care. If they're gonna eat themselves, I don't give a shit. Go for it. I want to see them fight. Let's go.
Let's
this
go.
is fun. This is the party I've been waiting for. Put a little crazy guy in charge for 4 years now. Everybody's nuts. This is great. I thank you. Just keep going. Keep going. I'm enjoying every moment of this.
Amazing.
You corrupt bastards, all of you. There's not one good person in this story. Not one.
No.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that.
Yeah, I would agree as well. I just think that, the GIF that Steve shared in pre-production, I'm going to see if I can try and put it like right down there. Because that is
it's
exactly.
great. I watched it like 12 times today.
Yeah,
just thinking about how fucking great this is. Awesome.
It's unbelievable.
This is tremendous for the American people. If you guys don't understand, this is tremendous.
Yeah.
A bunch of politicians just fucking off on each other. This is the best thing that could happen to us in the country.
Do
Just
you
let them eat themselves and just wait till it's done.
do you recall, John, when you and I were first launching this podcast, how we hated Bill de Blasio, and Bill de Blasio was a piece of crap, and we were all thinking of like, he's still a piece of crap. Oh, he is, yeah. But here comes this Eric Adams, right? And we're thinking to ourselves, boy, what a huge breath of fresh air for New York City. We need, and he came in there and he was like, yeah, we're going to try and make things right.
He sold it.
Wow, did he sell us a bill of goods that was just false, right? I mean, my God. And
He stopped the mugging on the subway. We should have known that was fake.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. My personal great thing about this was the fact that he was holding an outdoor press conference, which already is strike one if you're in federally indicted. You have to hold that in your office or some sort of other office building. Because when he did it outside, right? What happened was somebody got on a megaphone and basically said,
pre-production.
Yeah, he basically said this, Mayor Adams, you're anti-black, that kind of a deal. And it's like, holy cow. And he just went off for like at least 5 minutes. And Adams didn't try to overshout him. He just let him kind of just do his own thing for like 5 minutes. And people were trying to people in the arms were like, shut up. Eric Adams is going to talk.
Never did. Let the dude tell the truth.
Yeah. It was like, oh my gosh, I don't even know. And yeah, it's New York City. He's the first New York City mayor ever in the history of that city to be federally indicted over something. Sitting. Yeah.
Sitting.
Yes. And that pisses me off because that should be Cuomo.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't mayor, right? He was governor.
Governor, it doesn't matter. Whoever, Kathy Hochul can get fucking indicted. She's just as big of an idiot as
of Adams, right?
De Blasio for the fucking cheeseburger thing.
Oh.
You should get indicted for that.
Yeah.
For just being an asshole.
Well,
when
Bloomberg.
he was eating a cheeseburger at a press conference about get the COVID vaccine, and we'll give you a free cheeseburger and fries, and he's stuffing his fat face with them.
Yeah.
As he's, oh my God, this is so good. You should totally do this. It's worth, getting the COVID shot because you can eat this, and he's eating it while it's happening.
It's just amazing.
It was so disgusting. That's why they voted him out, because he's a pig.
Yeah. Yeah.
And replaced him with an asshole.
Steve, what do you think about all this?
I mean, I agree with you. Whatever he was involved with the Turkish government doesn't smell good to me.
No.
I have a hard time believing that he's the only one in power in government who's getting away with this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, if we're gonna start prosecuting people for this kind of thing, okay, let's do everybody. Is my point.
Please.
But it just what we talked about last week. Andrew Cuomo killed people.
Yeah,
he did.
Lots of them.
Yeah.
Lots of them. Not even a little, like a lot.
Yeah.
And he's walking free. So when Adams and Trump and his lawyer are all sitting here saying, the Biden administration, who I disagree with on the immigration policy because they're flooding my streets with people who are mugging other people. it kind of sounds like there's something to it.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I think there is. I think there is something to it. I do not think the DOJ is legit in any way. They've shown it. They've shown it so much. Even looking into because Elon owns X, they look into him all the time, and they're like, "There's something he's not doing right over there." They never tell you what it is, but it's like they're picking on everybody because they don't know who to pick on because they're so shitty at their job.
Yeah.
They're just picking on everybody at this point.
Yeah.
No, it's not everybody, because if they were, Cuomo would have been.
Yeah, but he's gone. He's not in the public.
Not in the public eye anymore.
He's not in public office.
But he's also. I mean, Trump's not in public office at the moment.
At the moment,
and, they've been going after him ever since he left.
Well, they got a hard on for him.
Well, absolutely. But
so is Cuomo a part of the problem? He probably knows the same. Yeah.
Well, he's walking around. He's not in office anymore. But I haven't heard him come out against what the administration has been doing.
yeah.
So,
Well, he's kind of close to Biden. Maybe he doesn't get touched.
maybe
They don't touch the close people. I mean, he praised Biden for years.
The weaponization, though, of
Dory.
all of this is really just the most troubling thing, isn't it, guys? Like, you've got all of this.
Well,
Not
if you
saying
fuck
that.
around, you're going to be Venezuela.
Well, yeah, and not saying that Eric Adams is off the hook here, but the fact that you have an administration that is now going after everybody, whether it's on the left or the right, should trouble us, really. I mean, they should really be going after folks that are clearly in violation of any sort of law. And it makes you wonder, like, okay, if they're going after Adams for something that's like $100,000, right, of being financed through a Turkish government, he got his Turkish delight, right? You had Andrew Cuomo, governor of the New York State, intentionally hide data from the public about
Change
COVID.
data, not hide data.
Yeah.
Change data.
Well,
Change,
change,
they
hide,
wrote it
whatever the
down
case
on a
may
piece of
be,
paper.
right? Yeah, he was manipulating data to make it seem as if New York was scot-free. Here's how you do it. Well, here's how you do it, all right.
Turns into a 3 if you just erase the left-hand
Yes.
side. of it.
Exactly.
That's what he was doing. He wasn't
Exactly.
hiding anything.
Now, why that would be the case, I have a pretty good idea of why. I mean, there's all sorts of things called corruption and wanting to stay in power. But that kind of thing should not be. You're a servant. You're a servant when you serve in the government. And that's not the other way around. You are not dictating people from on high. You are a servant of the people. And if you can't get through your thick skull, you shouldn't be in office. You should not be in any sort of, political office or any sort of public office, period. There's something called integrity and, things along those lines. So there's a lot to unpack there. But, yeah.
I don't think they know what that means.
I don't think so either, Johnny, and that's troubling.
I don't think they have that. I don't think they have that in their brain.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a political person in years that had integrity.
Yeah.
No.
And that needs to change. That really needs to change. That's going to take a long time, though, to try and figure that whole thing out. But
Illinois Smith 2024.
there you go.
All right, we're going to go into topic 2 now. A Harris poll. Not that Harris.
Mm-mm.
No.
No, not that Harris. The other Harris.
Thank God.
Don't be burdened by the unburdened or whatever the fuck that is.
Look, I come from a middle-class family, so.
Yeah, well, there you go.
So do I. So do I. I'm not
I
that
do
stupid.
too. I come from a middle-class family too.
I also went to law school.
And Matt came from a military family.
That's
so,
right.
you know,
Yeah. Oh, say can you see, brother? There you go.
Absolutely.
They seem to not. The middle class family and the military don't seem to like each other.
Well, that's still. I don't know if that's not necessarily true, but that's a totally separate topic. But we'll go from.
No, I don't. No, I don't mean. I don't mean it as. It's not real. It
Yeah,
is,
yeah. I got you.
Joking with.
Just not to get off on a tangent, but
Yeah.
every time this woman speaks, it just astounds me.
It's
Have you
offending.
ever-
Actually, what we should do is that every time that woman speaks, that should be what it follows every single time.
Well, I wanted to
Sometimes
ask
not,
you-
because she says some stupid shit.
Well,
I want
yeah,
to
that's
ask you: have you ever heard someone say so many words and not make a lick of sense?
yes, all
No.
the time. It's
No.
called corporate
No.
America. Yeah.
I mean, at least when Biden
but
would do it, he was old and like losing his mind. So we kind of understood. We're like, okay, you're getting up there.
Yeah.
You're getting some
But he
form
did-
of dementia. It's time to
Yeah.
sit back and enjoy the rest of your life.
But he also didn't 97 buzzword us. He actually he would say something and it might be incoherent, but at least you knew what ballpark he was playing. Like when she speaks, seriously, Steve, ask me a question. Right now, just ask me any question you could think of.
What did you do today?
Okay. What I did today, Steve, is that I did something today, and we need for the future to do more of what I did today. Thank you for the question. That's what you get out of her. You don't get anything else. That's literally, she repeats the question, talks about the question, and then leaves on the question.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's worse than corporate America because they at least have a point to what they're saying.
All right. Well, before Matt gets too much more use out of the badang ching.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's move on to the actual topic too. Again, it's a Harris poll. What Gen Z thinks about its social media and smartphone usage. I don't know why Matt has such an obsession with Gen Z these days, but we shall see. The Harris poll recently surveyed a representative sample of 1,006. Because we couldn't just
1,006.
Yeah, exactly. No, 3 guys ran in late, and then they had to let the 3 girls in. Because-
So 1,006 Gen Z adults aged 18 to 27 were asked about their beliefs regarding the impact that social media and smartphones had had on them, and whether they'd support select reform efforts to address addiction. Perhaps the most surprising result was that in this generation, the first to grow up with social media woven into their lives, nearly half report that they wish that each of TikTok, Snapchat, and X were never invented, while less than a quarter wish that YouTube, Netflix, and the internet itself, I think that's gone a little overboard, messaging apps, and the smartphone were never invented. 8 in 10, 83%, have taken steps to limit social media usage at some point. Among the steps most frequently taken are unfollowing or muting an account, deleting a social media app, disabling out-of-app notifications, disabling in-app notifications. A substantial majority, 69%, support a law requiring social media companies to develop a child-safe account option for users younger than 18, versus only 17% who oppose and 15% who neither support nor oppose. So way to pick a side there.
There you go.
Their support is more mixed when it comes to a law banning people younger than 16 from using social media. 44% net oppose and 36% net support. More Gen Z women support than oppose such a law. Young adults generally view smartphones favorably, but are open to restrictions from parents and schools. 4 in 10 strongly or somewhat support schools adopting a phone-free policy. This is more than the 37% that at least somewhat oppose. All right, Matt, you're all giddy, so get up on your soapbox and preach about how it's great for the future, even though this was 1,006.
Well, I don't have kids, but I would imagine that you two would be happy to hear this, because I think the age of the digital pacifier may be going away if this Harris poll holds true. It's a very encouraging sign, gentlemen. I really do believe that. I think it's something that, to be perfectly honest, a lot of these kids have been growing up with some sort of technology shoved in their face, whether they are rowdy and they need to be calmed down. Here you go. Here's a digital pacifier. Shut up. That kind of a deal. Or it's worse when they go into social media and they get bombarded with all kinds of negativity over, maybe just spouting an opinion, things along those lines. So I think the fact that, that they're saying that most of these social media apps should be either deleted or removed or never even invented, to me, that's an encouraging sign. That's like, even if it's a small sample size, that I think can really kind of set the groundwork for kind of saying, you know what, my life doesn't have to be dictated by social media. It really doesn't. It doesn't have to be this way anymore. I could go outside and, touch grass, in all things. So I just find it to be very encouraging. And I don't know, if it's if they're able to grow up like we did, go outside and play and whatever, or do something with friends in person rather than just text all the time through social media apps. All for it. I think it's great. I think it's a very encouraging thing.
Well, John, do you agree with the esteemed gentleman Matt Craig, or do you yeet his opinion straight out the window?
I don't think it's as big as a problem, at least for the youngins that I know. This poll shows me exactly what I thought was true. Is if you abuse a child from a very young age, they will completely hate you, and that's what social media is, and that's where they're at. They totally understand. I think they do well with social media more than their parents or their grandparents. I think they're a generation that actually gets it, that it's full of shit, and it's always been full of shit, and they don't care. They don't care about it. It's an opinion to them. It's not like, oh, I need to check my social media 27 times or whatever. Like that, I just don't think that generation takes it as seriously because they grew up with it and they know how full of shit it is. I know my kid was doing stuff on Twitch, I guess it was, whatever, the recording stuff, and he had a rule: if you're negative, there's a button for you. Like, you're not even allowed in the chat. Like, you had to sign an agreement to come into the video game channel, and if you abusive or blah 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 blah, dude, you get kicked immediately. And they had a moderator sitting there literally in the comments, and every time someone would boop, you're gone.
Wow.
I don't think they're about that life. It's yes, it's promising to see things like this, but I think they've created their own environment that the older adults know nothing about. They know how to police this. They know how to have a safer internet themselves. I don't understand why some of them are like, oh, we need more government reform. Like, they figured this shit out years before we did.
Sure. And I think that's important too, John. I think to your point, that's
yeah. Technology is never going to go away.
No. But
they're never going away.
Yeah.
There'll be another Facebook. There'll be another Twitter X. There'll be another Snapchat. There'll be another this. There'll be another that. Almost. Look at TikTok. TikTok wasn't even on the map before 2020.
Yeah.
Now it's the most addictive software that people use.
Yeah.
And abuse.
Yeah.
But you know who's abusing it? 33 and up. It's not the kids. I think the problem with social media is the adults, not the children.
Interesting.
I don't know if I agree completely with that, because you have the kids who, the TikTok challenge and stupid.
So no, there are pockets of stuff.
I'm gonna go rip the soap dispenser off the bathroom wall in the school. I mean,
but that idiot is gonna do it without TikTok or not.
Yeah.
There is a small part of society that is just gonna eat a fucking marble. It's just the way it is. Like, it's just the way it is.
Yeah, we've talked about it before.
Yeah.
The kids who do that are the kids who are going to do stupid shit anyway.
Yeah.
And so the existence of social media doesn't really do anything except give them more exposure to stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My kids,
which is scary.
Well, true.
Yeah.
But my kids don't have real. My daughter will be on with her friends, but they're just, talking. They're not posting things, and
they're talking about whatever their life.
Yeah, and my son will be on Discord, and they're exchanging messages. It's not posting and reading posts of why you're too fat. You know what I mean?
No, they're not paying
makes you
attention to that. They're-
insecure. Exactly.
But some are, though. That's the thing, guys. I think that is, I mean, and it's very encouraging, Steve, obviously, for your son, your daughter to be doing things that aren't, that seem to be going against the grain when it comes to social media. Everything that I'm hearing, sometimes it's like when you're reading things about social media, there's always this one issue with this one kid who had this one problem that he, through social media, he got teased or whatever the case may be, and the next thing you know, something goes wrong, and it goes wrong because the kid didn't know what to do, how to handle it, all that kind of stuff. I think, though, John, I think you're right on the money, too. I think the kids are starting to police themselves. I think you're right. There is something
think
to
they're
that.
smarter than us.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to again disagree with you. Maybe it's not social media driven,
but
having the phone at all
yeah,
has been a problem, and the evidence I can give you.
Oh, no, that's 100.
Yeah.
I went to my son's back to school night.
Yep.
He's a freshman in high school. I went to and the school district we're in has implemented, as of the beginning of the school year, a policy where the second you walk into your classroom,
yeah,
there is a big thing of pouches.
Yeah.
And if you have a phone with you, you are required to place the phone in the pouch for the duration of class.
Amazing.
And the teachers who spoke on back to, I'm sitting in, I forget if it was math class or ELA or whatever. And they're like, this new policy is great. The kids are like interacting with each other and actually getting stuff done and participating and asking questions and doing the work. And I'm like, was it really that bad last year with the phones?
But
probably because my brother-in-law teaches
scares me because adults allow it to happen.
Yeah.
Because in school, why would that happen?
My brother-in-law, Souderton School District, I'll mention the name of the school district, he teaches English up there, and same deal. He's got to confiscate all the phones, and it turns out that it's becoming more and more of a success because they're not on their phones, they're not staring at it, they're not they're more engaged, things along those lines. So I think it was true, Steve. I do believe that. This can be a very, very powerful distraction.
Oh, yeah.
Very powerful distraction. Even in the workplace, too.
It's the literal devil to everything. It really is.
You're watching or listening to Two Noobs, though. Just saying.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, exactly. Please enjoy this. But seriously, there are so many things that you can point just to phone. Look at the driving.
Yeah.
In America.
Oh yeah.
There are more crashes that are cell phone related.
Yep.
Look at muggings in major cities. Cell phone related because the person didn't see the person behind them.
Yeah.
Like everything has been on the rise since cell phones have become a shove it in my butt and this is my life.
Yeah.
Every bad thing has gone up. I'm on my phone. I have a phone. Like I'm not preaching from that, but like, you don't need a phone. I'm not coming from there, but it's just statistically. Yeah, things are worse because we have these things.
Sure.
It's undeniable.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Not going anywhere. And if you're gonna shove it up your ass, you're gonna need some of Diddy's baby oil. Just saying.
I don't want those drugs.
Neither do I, John.
All right, and I see the irony here. We talk about how everybody needs to get off their devices and touch grass, yeet. And here I am having to plug the website.
Yes.
You need to have a device to get to.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, you could go to your personal computer and check out twonoobstalking.wordpress.com. That's
Matt,
one way
there's
to
no such thing. There's no such thing as a personal computer anymore.
There isn't?
It doesn't exist.
Oh. Never mind.
Well,
The
that
corporate
is-
world stole the laptop. All we have is tablets and cell phones.
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
And Nintendo Switches. That's it. That's the only way to get on the internet. And the Switch
Yeah.
can't even get on the internet because it's too dumb.
Well, Matt is right about one thing, and that is the website address is twonoobstalking.wordpress.com. We have old episodes going all the way back to 140, all there in a row for you to peruse and watch because we say smart stuff, unlike people who run for president.
That's true.
If you want to see stuff before that, like when John
Was right.
John was right, had different facial hair, looked awkward on camera.
We actually had interviews
Oh, yeah,
back
totally
then
awkward
too.
on
I mean,
camera.
we
I didn't know what. Yeah.
we interviewed a lot of people back then too, Johnny. You know, all the way
Yeah.
back in
There's
the day.
there's tons of great interview. The Alex Page interview, tremendous.
Doc, love Doc.
That's right. Well, that's there at the YouTube channel where you should like, share, and subscribe because we love our likers and sharers and subscribers.
There you go.
Where was I going with this? Oh yeah,
Who the fuck knows?
Back to the website. Plug in your email. Plug your email in on the the website homepage, and you will be notified every time I get around to uploading a new episode on the website.
There you go.
And we also have access to all our audio feeds, whatever podcasting service you like. A bunch of them are there. If one of them's not there, just use the RSS feed, plug it into your podcast.
Can I
and
say
use the
one thing?
Stupid thing. All right, what are you gonna say?
Can I say one thing? If you hate YouTube as much as everybody does, even us being on YouTube right now, if you hate YouTube, if you put your RSS feed into Spotify, you can get a video podcast like you're watching on this YouTube on Spotify, and then you don't have to deal with shit of YouTube. If you hate YouTube as much as everybody else.
Oh my gosh.
What? I don't hate YouTube. What's going on with YouTube?
I don't hate
I'm just
YouTube
saying.
either, John. Come
There's
on.
a lot of people that hate YouTube. So
Yeah, including me.
Seriously.
I'm indifferent. I watch content creators on different apps, and I have them throughout. I don't care where you're at. If you're trying to censor me, go fuck yourself. I'll find
Right.
another
All
place.
right, I'm cutting John off. First he hates YouTube, now he's indifferent. I don't know.
I don't know what's
You-
going on there.
No, I'm saying people hate YouTube. But there's a video. You can watch us on Spotify on video,
Yes.
not just audio. It's not.
Listen. Only 15% of people said they wish YouTube was never invented. Okay, that means 85% are cool.
Wanted
with
to
YouTube.
have,
Well, then
right.
you got the entire right wing that hates YouTube.
Whatever. Okay.
It's over there.
Moving on. I
Please.
had something fresh to say, but it's completely slipped my mind now.
See, 'cause it's YouTube's fault. It's mind control.
Is your name YouTube? Because it's your fault. All right.
Maybe I'm a psyop. You never know.
Never know.
Could be. The Matrix is telling me that. Anyway, topic 3. ABC 7 eyeball news for you, Matt.
There you go. Thanks,
Um,
Steve.
You're welcome. Senators grilled Novo Nordisk CEO Lars Jurgensen by some vowels Tuesday at a hearing over the costs of Ozempic, Wegovy, and similar weight loss drugs, requesting explanations for why the U.S. faces a higher list price than other countries. Novo Nordisk charges $969 per month for Ozempic
Whoa.
in the U.S.
That was on
compared to-
purpose.
compared to $155 per month in Canada and $59 in Germany.
Wow.
For Wegovy, the price is $13.49 per month. That's $1,349, not $13.49
Whoa.
in the US, but $265 in Canada and $137 in Germany. And John's favorite senator, Bernie Sanders, asked, bottom line is you are charging the American people substantially more for the same exact drug than you are charging people in other countries. And my question, which I'm going to ask from one of my 3 houses, is why?
Which is hilarious because he has a tint of Fauci in him.
It's that New Yorkish.
Yeah.
you
New
know.
York. I live
New
in
England area?
Massachusetts, and I also live in Connecticut, and I also live in New York City. Yeah.
Ultimately,
That corruption you were talking about, Matt, earlier.
Ultimately, Jurgensen cast the blame on the complexities of the U.S. healthcare system. Novo Nordisk isn't responsible for deciding what price patients pay their insurance companies, he said, and he argued that pharmacy benefit managers or companies that help oversee prescription drug benefits and control costs get in the way of companies passing discounts on directly to patients. Everyone blames everyone else, Sanders says, from pharma companies to PBMs to insurance companies. And that's all I got. So,
there you go.
That's fine. That's fine.
so
Steve,
John.
Steve, I got to give you like a round of applause for that. I mean, that was a
You did a good
terrific,
job.
terrific impression. I love that,
Thank you.
Bernie. Yeah.
Thank you. All right, who wants to speak first? on
I
this?
can speak first because
Go
mine's
for it,
simple,
Johnny.
and then
Go.
Matt can go for it.
Okay, 'cause
I
I like where this is going, but I don't like who's doing it. So go ahead.
Yes, exactly. Like it's slimy that Bernie Sanders is up here.
Yeah.
We talked about this tremendously
We did.
in pre-production, so there's a lot of ways we can go. I'll just get my point out real quick and give it to Matt, so then Steve can go on his rant, which I love and I hope expose them all. But the fact that Bernie Sanders is sitting up here on a subcommittee with his 3 houses and acting like he's actually
Looking
a
out for the
senator that
American
gives a
people.
flying fuck about any of us.
Yeah.
The fact that he's pointing a finger scares the shit out of me because he just wants to take private healthcare, throw it down the toilet, and give everybody socialist healthcare. I don't agree with any parts of him being a part of this. It smells really funny with him there.
Yeah.
If it was somebody, a moderate Democrat or a moderate Republican that was sitting there grilling this guy, I'd feel more comfortable, but not someone that is that far left to eliminating private healthcare. That worries me.
Yeah.
when he's doing something like this.
100%, John. Yeah, completely agree. I mean, that is certainly one, and that is a large concern. That is an absolute 100% large concern.
I like my healthcare.
Yeah, I do too. As crappy as it is, I completely agree. And the government, to be perfectly honest, over the last 25, 30 years, maybe even longer, has really screwed with a lot of people through the healthcare system.
Oh, big time.
No question about it.
Obamacare is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Let's just say it.
The fact that they have to now
one of the worst
reform
things ever created.
Yeah, the fact
we're under it, and this is happening under Obamacare's
Right.
watch.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's a terrible thing.
Yeah,
like
it's terrible.
if you really dig deep into Obamacare, it's
awful.
terrible.
Yeah,
It's
awful.
terrible.
Yeah.
I went without insurance for 5 years because Obamacare is a piece of shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I have private healthcare,
And that goes a long way.
and
Yeah.
I don't hate it.
Yeah.
The price is nice,
Mhm.
and the coverage is kind of good.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. As a hardworking American, I'm totally cool with a decent price and decent.
Yeah.
But that's not what Bernie wants.
No.
Bernie wants to rip that away from
Mm-hmm.
me and give me some government bullshit that doesn't work.
I give you Medicare 2.0, where you
Yeah,
have
and
no
I'm not okay with
chance
that.
and no
I don't like
choice
that.
but to go on that.
And then
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not interested in that.
Yeah.
Then you got to wait 6 months to see your doctor. So
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What got me, of course, about this whole thing was the list price. Now, let's talk about that, gentlemen. That was an astounding list price to hear of a weight loss drug costing from a list price point of $960 some odd dollars. Some of
I
them
think it was
also
69 and it was on purpose.
Yeah.
I swear it was on purpose.
And some of them was like, I think there was another one that Steve said it was like $1,300 list price for the United States.
Wegovy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Was that in San Francisco only?
probably,
Because
but
they like to price those people.
so the question is, why so high? And so we had a very good discussion about like risk management and insurance, and I kind of brought up the fact that essentially, from the Novo Nordisk's perspective, they're looking at the United States. They see that the CDC, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention,
Thank you.
basically said, hey, 40% of our population is obese. Novix goes, that's interesting. I wonder if they would pay through the nose for our weight loss drug. And you know what? Let's price it. I want to make a profit. Let's jack up the price here. And that's exactly what they did. Now, whether or not that is ethical or not, that's a totally different story. But that is exactly what risk management does. You take a look at what's going on from a risk perspective and you say, if there is a ton of obese people here, that means they're not healthy. That means they need something to reduce that price. They need something to reduce the weight, obviously. So let's jack up the price. Therefore, it's going to cost more. It is a weird, strange thing. And it's almost as if, like, the more automobile accidents that you have, guess what? Your premium goes up because you have to prove to the insurance company that you're a safe driver. Mm-hmm. Same situation here in regards to weight loss. But it is.
You're not a fatty.
Exactly. You have to prove that you're not a fatty
same
anymore.
Idea.
Yeah.
Same idea. Wrong practice.
Right. But and
by
Steve
the
and
way,
I
disagree on the 40%.
Yeah.
I think it's more 79, 80%.
Well, John, you want to be a fatty to begin with. So I mean, you want to gain weight.
I have no issue, but I don't have health problems because I walk around all the time.
Exactly. But that's the thing.
I
just
want body mass. I'm fine.
So yeah, so Steve and I mean, we talked about this, right? I mean, and I know that you were like, what the hell are you talking about, man? And it was like, well, this is what risk is, and it's a fortunate part of the business. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that what Nova Novix is doing here is like entirely ethical. For that to be like more than like, I mean, that's insane compared to Germany. I mean, my God. That's like more than I'd have to do the math on that, probably post-production. Try
$59 in Germany.
Yeah.
$960. So that's easily more than 10, if not more than that. I mean, it's just insane.
I mean, that's an order of magnitude higher.
Yes.
But a lot of other countries, and Trump taught us this, a lot of other countries don't deal with bullshit.
Yeah.
They just don't. They don't allow shit in their country. England does not allow half the chemicals in the foods that America does. And Germany does not allow this to happen. And we saw that in 16 through 20. We saw that a lot of the world is just like, we're not fucking playing on this global scale. We're not.
Yeah.
You can't come here because you're dumb. You can't come. That's why, because they don't allow them to do it.
Yeah.
United States is just like, fuck, bring the drug. Try to. They don't like us, so they're all fat. Just throw it out there and charge a weird price of $969. That's a joke. It's just criminal.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Now
you're joking with us while you're telling us we're fat. That's just wrong.
Let's hit up Steve. Steve, what are your thoughts on this?
The thing that I took away from this article, which was what I did not know existed, and which
neither did I, and neither did Matt.
Troubles me greatly. And Bernie's blaming the pharma companies because he wants price control. He wants to control the prices of everything.
Yes.
It's the same thing as Harris. The prices are out of control. We've got to tell you what price to charge.
Socialism.
Yeah.
Socialism.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all it is.
Now, what bothers me is, and I'm trying to find the name of this thing, Pharmacy Benefit Managers, PBM.
Bullshit. Sorry.
Bless you, John.
Sorry. Had a little nose leak there. I apologize.
I don't think it was this article, but I read somewhere that of the total profit that a drug makes, they're getting like 3/4 of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because rebates go through them and they set pricing, and it doesn't have to match what the drug maker is charging as list price, and everything gets really confused. And I'm like, why are we letting this bullshit happen?
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
It should be very simple. The drug maker makes the drug, sells to the pharmacy at a set price where they can make the profit they need to make to pay themselves back for developing it.
100%.
I developed it. You got to sell it. We understand that there's a cost.
Pharmacy then sells to the patient at the appropriate cost so that the pharmacy can make something. And the insurance company then, on behalf of the patient, pays whatever percentage they agree to pay of the drug price to the pharmacy, and we're done. where is this third-party middleman coming in and saying, "Oh, give me a little bit of this, and you can do that, and I'll take some of this over here."
It's called a 10% finder's fee.
10%, it's more like 40% finders fee.
Yeah, exactly.
This is, the healthcare system in this country is broken. We all know that.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it's been broken
And
for a long
this
time.
Seems to be piece of evidence number one
Yeah,
that something screwy is going on.
Maybe
No
2,
doubt.
3, 4, and 5 too.
yeah, no doubt about
Absolutely.
that. Yeah,
They're
Absolutely.
they're stealing money left and right.
yeah,
If the insurance company is concerned about how much a drug costs, they should be going directly to the drug manufacturer or directly through the pharmacies to say, "Hey, what's going on here?"
yeah.
We shouldn't have this entity that is taking a large slice of the pie just to be facilitating the exchange of pies.
Yeah.
Do
Okay.
we know if this is a government entity or is this a
I don't
privatized
believe-
entity?
This is a private entity from because I was reading up about this after I
that's a-
saw this
that's-
article.
Hmm.
I believe this is a private entity
Hmm.
that handles price negotiation on behalf of
Huh.
different entities.
There's
with the
no
drug-
reason for that then.
No.
Yeah.
There's literally no reason for this thing to exist.
That makes me wonder about like who employs the middleman, who's responsible for the middleman. You know what I mean? Like there's all kinds of other questions that I would have trying to figure out like what's going on there. Like
There's a
how are
ton
they
of
in business?
questions because why?
Yeah.
If it's a privatized business, how the hell did it get in
Yeah.
healthcare? And why the hell is government trying to?
In effect, replace that middleman, right? I mean, that's exactly what Bernie's trying to do.
Well,
That's what Bernie's trying to do. Yeah.
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 But your premiums are going to go up $400,000. You're not going to pay
Massively.
$969. You're going to pay $6,459, and you're going to, beg for mercy because you're
Yeah.
not getting anything out of them.
Yeah.
Well, when the guy from Novo Nordisk says the complexities of the U.S. healthcare system, this certainly seems like a complexity that probably doesn't need to be there.
I would
Yeah,
agree
why
with
can't
that.
we just remove that thing? Why can't the
Something-
federal government just remove that thing and say there's no private between government law is that the pharmacy has to negotiate with the drug company solely and the insurance company has to negotiate with the person?
Yeah.
Why can't the government just say that?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we talked about this in pre-production. You go to the hospital, you get not the bill, but the notice from the insurance company about
Yes.
what all the charges were and stuff. And you look at that, and you see, well, this is what they charge, but this is what the negotiated rate is. And
Yeah.
It's
why
all
don't you
BS.
just-
Wild.
It's all BS.
When somebody says, "How much is this going to cost me to get a patent application?" I have to give them an estimate. If I come in over the estimate, I may or may not, get that extra money.
Yeah.
But I also have an hourly rate that I can say, this is my hourly rate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I estimate it's going to take me 10 hours to do this. This is what I estimate it will then cost.
Yes.
Medicine doesn't seem to work that way. It's like, oh, we'll bill you. We'll bill you.
Question.
After we've talked with the insurance companies and we've patted their back and they patted ours.
Yeah.
Huge
Yeah.
question because you brought a great point of what you're saying. Okay, so let's just hypothetically,
Mhm.
you estimate it 10 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it came in at 8, right?
Mhm.
And you give them that break.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it comes in at 12,
Sure.
right? But let's say you're just working for the same person for
Okay, yeah,
two
okay.
different cases, right? One came at 8, one came at 12.
Mhm.
Nobody thinks that's suspicious, right?
Not usually. No.
That's how suspicious the fucking medical is, because they're just like, oh well, it's $1,000. Go fuck yourself, and they walk away, and they don't even. It's never been on. What am I trying to think of? It's never been right, so it's always going to be wrong.
It sounds
Well,
like it's
Like
always
they've
been.
never done it this way. Like they've never done
Yeah.
this way where you have the confidence in them.
Right.
So they just added an extra layer to screw everybody. That's what I think.
What immediately comes to my mind is, remember we had the discussion, and I think it was on the podcast, where the government said we're going to give you a $7,500 subsidy if you purchase an electric car, and
Yes.
then all of a sudden, magically, the electric car price went up $7,500.
Of course, yeah.
Just a coincidence.
Absolutely.
I wonder how much
Huh.
of that is, well, you're going through insurance, so me having to take that blood sample that just went up $1,000 because your insurance company can afford it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if the
Well, I
insurance
think
company's
that's
yeah, sure, because now I can raise my rate and increase my profit.
Yeah.
I'll give you one of insurance real quick, and we can finish this one out. My wife had a wonder. My son's tooth was loose, and he was like he wasn't
Fiddling with it?
comfortable with it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So she called the dentist. They were like, "Oh, we'll come in, no charge, like not even on insurance. Let's just take a look at it." Blah blah blah.
Mhm.
She got there 2 days later for the unscheduled appointment. It wasn't on the books. It wasn't. They were just going to take a look at it, make sure that because it was making him not feel good.
Mm.
Like he was uncomfortable with the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So they X-rayed him free of charge, no problem. But immediately that dentistry was like, "Oh, well, he's old enough now to look at braces," and tried to book an appointment for braces. So they knew what they were doing because they're not going to charge the insurance company this way, but they're going to charge the insurance company on the flip side because you can charge for X, Y, and Z. They know what they're doing. They all know what they're doing.
There's a game that's
I take physicals and with a fucking grain of salt.
Yeah.
You don't know me, or you only know what I put down on the piece of paper.
They know what they're doing. So it's a
They
matter of just
absolutely know what.
So it's a matter of just kind of just going, okay, I don't need to do this additional thing. This happens also too with eyewear.
Oh,
Had
yeah.
a similar thing where it was like, okay,
Let me look behind your eye, and I'll charge you $75.
well,
for
no,
it.
it wasn't that, John. It was literally like they were trying to sell me for a new pair of eye frames, and my policy or my insurance policy covers me for frames every 2 years. This was an off-schedule frame, and it was like, well, I really can't afford that right now. Okay, well, just let us know and all that kind of stuff. And they've been trying to get me back into another.
Get in there, man.
Like eye exam for contacts.
$300 out of you.
Well, yeah, exactly. They know what the game is being played, and it's like, okay, that's fine. I'm okay with it right now. I'm perfectly fine with these things. But you just have to be aware. You have to be kind of just be sharp mentally. Know what's going on.
Upcharging and upselling.
Yeah, and just kind of go, okay, I don't need to have this right now. You have every right to do that. You have every right to say no.
Oh, absolutely.
In that regard. So, but yeah, I mean, this was an interesting case study in all of this. And I mean, I don't have the answer. I mean, I know I'm a black belt in Lean Six. I have no idea, guys. The root cause in all of this, my God, that's going to take forever to try and figure out.
Quick question, Steve. What was the name of the middleman company that was full of shit? What was that name again?
Pharmacy benefit manager.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, let's get that thing trending on Twitter.
PBM.
Figure out who those people are.
Health insurance is skibbity. I hope they use that right.
Yeah, might as well yeet this thing right out the window, right?
Damn straight. Touch grass on that shit.
Yes.
I think.
And yeet. Because it means that too.
Yeah.
We're calm down now. Right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm fine. Yeah.
right.
We had the
Hopefully
trade
I can get
clinch.
some AI hooked up that they can tell me all the answers for this one.
Tigers
See if
clinched, as we found out just before we started topic
Oh,
4.
the
So
Tigers clinched, and what was it? While we've been sitting here, the Chicago White Sox have officially
became the worst record in the entire major leagues for one season. I think set the record, all-time record.
I can't wait till the Mets achieve that goal. Can't wait.
39 and 121 for a winning percentage of 244 as of
with
this
2
recording.
games still to go.
With 2 games still to go.
Yikes.
So I'll put that on post. What the overall
suck.
record was.
Who was the previous holder of that record?
It was the Mets.
Oh, interesting.
It was the Mets. Yeah.
And that pisses me off.
And
That's
that
why I
does
can't
piss
wait
me
for the
off
Mets to
too.
do it
Yeah,
again.
because I wanted the Mets to have that worst record of all time.
I thought it was the Cleveland Spiders for some reason.
Yeah.
What a
Might be
team.
of the modern era. I think might be of the modern era was
Okay. All right.
was the Mets, but yeah.
Okay. Well, speaking of teams and sporting in general, so for topic 4, we've got the NHL season right around the corner. Preseason games have started. I came across a video of some of the Toronto Maple Leaf players listening to goal horns and trying to guess which team that came from. I'm not going to be so cruel and limit you to horns.
Oh, there you go.
I will actually give you the goal song, the song that plays after the goal is scored and the horn goes off.
Very good.
Hopefully, some of these should be easy to get.
I don't think I'm gonna get any, but
Cross your
We'll
fingers.
see. We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah.
In the intro, I talked about how, if you remember, in the dark days of Flyers, just 3 years ago, before Dan Hilferty and company and Keith Jones and Danny Briere took over the reins.
Yeah. Thank God.
There was a fan vote to set the goal song.
Oh no.
And the winning song was the song called This Girl. And you know for a fact nobody freaking voted for that. That was what the marketing team wanted in there from the
That was
beginning.
definitely a Chuck Fletcher song as he was getting booted out the door.
That's the same story of the Flyers. There's a rumor that went around many years of when they were in the limousine going to dinner. A couple of the Ed Snyder and a couple of his peoples, and one of the wives of one of these people said they should be called the Flyers, and they were like, "That we're in on that." And then they went through all the mail-ins because there was a mail-in for it, and they gave prizes to all the people that said Flyers, and they went with it.
Nice.
And it was totally told that it was in a limousine. That's what they decided they were going to be called the Flyers.
There you go.
Wouldn't shock me, but I mean that ended well. But in this instance, I don't think anybody liked the song.
No.
It was pretty bad. They've had some good ones in the past. They did the Union's Dupe a few years ago,
Dupe,
and I
dupe,
think some of the
dupe,
players like
dupe.
that. And I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
But last year they brought back Van Halen.
Yeah.
And Ain't Talking About Love, which they were rocking in the late 90s.
There you go.
When I was first getting into the team. And so it was nice for them to bring that back and to dip into their history a little bit. For the whole song.
Love it.
So we're gonna try and see after this political ad.
Nice.
Oh, we'll talk
Nice.
over that right now. I mean, there's no such thing as
he
political.
hates health insurance like Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, exactly. There's no such thing as political ads going on right now. None whatsoever. In fact, we're just going to do all kinds of neat little things. I'm just going to just do this and, and
Talk really
just lean
annoyingly?
into the soundboard right now.
yeah.
Exactly. I'll just talk
We're
like
good, we're
this.
good.
Oh, okay, good.
We're good.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll give you the first one here. This one you probably should recognize.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea already.
We'll see.
You
We'll
play it.
see how you do with it.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
Yeah, I got it.
You got it. What do you got?
Rangers.
Yes.
Yeah. They play that ad nauseum. I hate that song.
Agree. Well, especially when they score 10 goals against us.
Yeah.
They play it over
Yeah,
and over
exactly.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah.
All right, let's see what we got here. All right, we'll try this one.
Okay. Give it a shot. Oh. I've heard of that.
Okay.
but I can't peg. I want to say Detroit, but I don't think that's right.
Detroit is incorrect.
Okay.
I have absolutely no idea. I'm going to say the St. Louis Blues.
Also incorrect.
Hmm.
I'll give you a hint. It is a team north of the border.
Calgary Flames.
No.
Okay.
Montreal.
No.
Toronto.
Correct.
There you go.
That is correct.
All right.
All right. Here's an interesting one.
Got another one here. All right. I want to say.
Said the name in the thing.
I was going to say Dallas.
I didn't even hear it.
Was it Dallas?
Yes, it was.
Dallas
There you go.
Stars. Dallas Stars. Yeah.
Yes. So that was written specifically for them.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough.
Well, that's good. It'd be easier if they just all did that. Get on it.
Johnny, I was just going to say, like, I mean, I know you've been to well, I don't know if you've been to a few Stars games, but I know you watch them. What do you think of that?
I know who did Dallas.
What do you think of their song? Like, I mean, it's like Dallas Stars. Dallas.
It makes sense. Why aren't we promoting the team while we're cheering?
Why not?
understand.
Right?
Like,
Yeah.
Let's go Sixers.
Yeah.
Let's go Philly.
Or let's go Flyers or
why
whatever.
are we involved? Why are we picking
Yeah.
random ass songs?
Yeah.
Well,
It makes no sense to me.
To be fair, the Flyers, when they win, have a song that plays that was written specifically for them.
Yeah.
Mm.
I forget who wrote
But,
it. The Orange and the Black, and they play that.
And that's great, and that's what you should do. I love the Harry Kellis that they
Yeah.
play when the Phillies win.
High
when Harry
hopes.
sings the song. That's it. Should be to each franchise to do
To do something like
something
that. Yeah.
close to close to what they're doing.
Okay.
Got
This
another one?
doesn't do that, so here's another one.
All right, here we go.
Mhm. And I won't know it.
Oh God.
That sounds like Boston to me.
Yeah, it's either Boston or Chicago.
Neither.
Neither.
It sounds like both of them. Is it San Jose Sharks?
Close. It's the Anaheim Ducks.
Okay.
Really?
Okay.
Wow.
Yes. And actually, the
Huh.
Flyers used that song, I think, in the Stanley Cup 2010.
Well, 2010 run. Mhm.
Yeah, I think they used that song.
Interesting.
But it's the Anaheim.
But Anaheim Ducks. Wow. Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Who I hate, by the way. Bring back the Mighty Ducks.
Well, yeah, and they also have Quitter Goche on
Quitter
their team.
Goche,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, we got another
Ooh, we got
political
another
ad here.
How about that?
Oh, there you go.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, here we
Wait,
go.
okay.
That's so obnoxious. That's got to be the Canadians or the Blackhawks.
I will say this: you are not far off from obnoxious.
Yeah, for sure.
Toronto?
Pittsburgh.
Where did Toronto? Pittsburgh is correct.
Oh, there you go. There you go. It's obnoxious, so it's one of those four.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Well, we already did Toronto, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got one more?
I gotta give you like 2 or 3.
Two. Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Take your time.
Boston.
Sounds like the LA Kings to me.
Yeah, that's Boston. Oh, it's so boring.
That is
It's
Boston.
so boring.
Yes.
That is correct. That is Boston.
Boston, boring Bruins. Hate them. They are the worst franchise
They're
outside.
They're the Muppets of the NHL.
They really
That's all
are. They are probably like
Here you go. Ready?
they got the worst fans. They probably have the Can't wait to edit that in post. Got the worst fans. They got the worst theme song. Oh God, they're. Oh.
Oh yeah. All right. Yeah. John might be able to get this one.
All right.
Probably not. Is that the Kraken?
Whoa.
Interesting. I'll let you guess, but that wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
Huh.
They must have changed it last year.
Huh. I don't know.
It was the Blue Jackets.
Is it real?
Columbus Blue
Wow.
Jackets?
Huh.
Yeah. They have a cannon that goes off.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah,
hear in
yeah.
there. But they previously played "For Those About to Rock, We Salute You" from AC/DC.
Oh, okay.
Because that song has cannons in it.
No, sure.
So that makes sense. That makes complete sense.
Sense. Yeah.
So they must have changed it last year. That's
Interesting.
weird.
Wow.
Holy shit! A franchise that actually knows what song to play.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they used to, not anymore.
Yes, but apparently they've lost.
Right.
Well, let's go
This
one
one-
more. Let's go
This
one more.
one gives me flashbacks.
Oh boy.
The Devils. You said flashbacks, so I went to Devils.
Just give it a sec.
Capitals.
Chicago. It's Blackhawks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to listen to that crap.
That's
God.
not as obnoxious as I thought Chicago would be.
No, it's pretty bad.
No, it is bad. If you have PTSD from that, yes, absolutely it's bad. But it's not as obnoxious as I thought that they would be.
No.
Well, listen, I had to sit in Harry Carey's bar in Chicago, game
Oh.
1 of the Stanley
No,
Cup.
I understand. I
They
understand.
scored 6 times. I had to hear that 6 times, and probably 7 because
No.
they probably played it after the game was over.
Yeah.
PTSD.
See? Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, wait, I got something here. This is St. Louis because it's unique.
Oh yeah.
That's cool. That is one of the coolest ones.
Because they got
Yeah.
the organ going.
They got the
Yeah,
organ
that's
going.
cool.
Yeah.
That's definitely cool.
That's one of
good
the.
on-
That's one of
good
my.
on you, St. Louis.
That is one of my all-time favorites, Johnny. You're right on the money on that. That's
Yeah,
like
that's
one of my
awesome.
favorites to listen to. Da, 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 da.
And I know, has it ever changed? Because I think I
No.
remember that from NHL '94.
Four, yeah, they've played that forever. Yeah, I remember like even playing them, like playing as the Blues, and you would score, and it would just go off into this. It's like whoa, it's like that's really awesome. Just playing that, it's just great. So yeah,
Hartford Whalers, you know.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
Oh, absolutely.
That was all right. Well, for good measure, just
Hey, yeah. Yeah,
because that's the best one,
yeah, yeah.
and it's not because I'm a biased Flyers fan.
No, of
Yes,
course
well,
not.
Yeah, well, it is, but it also isn't.
There is no such thing as biases on this program.
I saw a video of I don't know if it was supposed to be a Van Halen thing, but their bass player Michael Anthony
Hmm.
sang that song.
Oh,
Sammy
wow.
Hagar took the song off, so Michael Anthony sang. I guess it was a Van Halen.
Nice.
Yeah.
Michael Anthony sang it, and Joe Satriani, since Eddie Van Halen has passed away, Joe Satriani was playing
Mhm.
for Van Halen. It was like, wow, it's
There you
holy crap,
go.
that sounded good.
Yeah.
Talent is something that you don't find everywhere. When you do, it's awesome.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so that wraps up episode 209 of Two Noobs Talking. We hope you learned something about goal songs and evil healthcare industries.
Yes.
And, what else did we talk about? I don't know.
Smartphones and a mayor being indicted. So what the heck?
All right. Well, none of us plan to be indicted in the next week, so we should all be back here for
Speak for
episode
yourself.
Well, what are you planning? What are you planning over there, Joe? Good Lord. Good Lord. Okay, maybe one of us might be indicted. You're going to get 2 out of 3.
There you go. There you go.
For episode 210, we'll talk about some shenanigans.
There you go.
Hopefully Andrew Cuomo will be indicted by then, but
Yeah.
I seriously doubt it. All right, and so until next week in episode 210, we say get out.
Thanks for checking out this episode of Two Noobs Talking. For more information about our podcast, feel free to check out our website located at twonoobstalking.wordpress.com, and we'll see you next week.